tears dry. You're never around to see me thrive. When it's my birthday or my day off, you got other plans and can't show up. But when life deals me a hand, all of a sudden you're the first to come. Always there to help and listen. You're just a friend when I come undone. I have to fall apart to get to see you again. You only have a heart when mine is bleeding. Some kind of friend. If I would win the lottery, you wouldn't be happy for me. But if I blew it all in one day, you'd be there to hug my pain away. 'Cause in tricky situations, you are the best friend that I've ever had.
Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome to week 1 of our winter arc. To be entirely honest, I have not finalized the goals of like what our guidelines for our winter arc are going to be, and I am still starting anyways because I think that lots of times I spend more time planning what my like future change to better myself is going to be than I do actually just enacting that change. And so if I don't like do the habits, then they're not going to get done. And so instead of delaying the start of my winter arc to like research and finalize and get creative, I was like, I'm just going to start today, start Monday, and then it can morph with me as we go. So before like fully deciding on my guidelines for winter arc, if you've not heard of a winter arc, it's 100% just like a trend right now, but it's just kind of like locking down and like setting up your lifestyle in the winter to like, I don't know, come out the other end just like an even better version of yourself. The same thing that's had many different names throughout many different years of many different trends, but I like the idea of just like fully dedicating a winter. I also get married in less than 3 months, so that's like another motivation here. So the habits that I know that I'm focusing on this week, as I determine everything else, is I'm focusing 100% on my workouts. This morning was a 30-minute hit. I'm gonna do weights hit, zone 2 cardio, just really try to like be as active as I can and kind of be creative with how I'm doing so that just like feels fun. But that's kind of my number 1 goal. My number 2 goal is of course eating. I'm not gonna have like direct guidelines as far as eating goes, but being mindful and just trying to eat to feel good. And then the third main thing that I know I'm focusing on is sleep, with waking up early to do workouts in the morning, waking up at 4:55. I am gonna need to get to bed by like 9 will be the goal. And along with all this, it's also a work week, so we are just like incorporating the regular work week vlog, but with it being week 1 of our winter arc as well. I did not mean to prioritize my sleep goal over every other goal this morning, but I honestly got like the best hour of sleep of my life between like 4:55 and 5:55. I remember turning off my alarm and then just being like, actually, this is like beautiful and wonderful. And I don't hate it because it truly was like the best hour of sleep that I've gotten in a while. Last night, I spent a lot of time editing a video that I need to have ready by tomorrow. And this morning, I just made breakfast and I've been editing that same video. I'm making my coffee now. I feel like I've been leaving too early for work to where like I leave and I get there early, so then I just start early. And that doesn't actually, like I don't need to do that. So I'm gonna try to slow my roll today. And I think I have like, let's say 40 minutes before I leave. I do get a clock in early, but like if I don't have to, why am I doing that? But like if I show up at that time, obviously I'm gonna clock in, but like I can sit here longer at my home, especially if I'm doing something productive like editing the video. So the video of productive things, as we're like getting everything done, the video is kind of my top priority for now, but then I have a list that I just keep adding in my notes app of things that I need to do that we'll start to tackle after the video. And it's like making several calls that are wedding related, sending like pictures to my hair and makeup trial because that's coming up next week of like the inspo that I want, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what I want, and so I'm gonna have to like think deeper about that too. I have to call to schedule my next dress fitting after that whole situation last week, and then I have like a lot of emails I need to send. I need to send an email to the caterer to figure out when things need to be finalized for them. I need to get several like, I think it's like certificate of insurance EOIs from various vendors that my venue requires for the vendor to be on site, and it's like now coming time where they won't expire before my wedding. So it's like logistical things are what I'm up to, but I'm really trying to lean into the productivity mindset of all things, because I mean, this was the same a few weeks ago whenever I was waking up early and like getting out of my slump that I was in. But going to bed tired at night because I did things that I'm proud of, that like filled the day with things that I was proud of, is such a different feeling than going to bed tired at night for like not doing anything that I'm proud of in my day. So I have my outside of work productivity things, and then even inside of work I'm trying to be real productive too, and just really get like everything done that needs to get done in advance even. So I'm gonna keep editing the video. I'm making my coffee now so I can drink it. I got a peppermint mocha creamer. I've not fully gone into Christmas yet. I am down for it. I just like haven't done it yet, but I did get a peppermint mocha creamer. So that's my like one step away from Halloween and into the holiday season. Burgers for dinner, bison burgers actually, which I don't believe I've ever had before in my life, because when would I and why would I, but they were on clearance. So bison burgers for dinner. And now since I took my little like hour-long nap this morning, instead of going to work out, I'm gonna go work out, and I'm kind of challenging myself. I don't want to hold myself to like some standard I cannot do, especially the fact that now I'm going and it's 6:30 p.m., which is not crazy late, but like I probably should have gone sooner. And I was gonna be so reliable with myself because I'm trying to like not have to work as hard to get myself to do the things that I want to do and just like want them and do them instead. And so as I was heading back home from work today, which work was good today, it was fine. As I was heading back home from work, I was like, Anna, you need to like get in there and not sit your little butt down. You just need to get in there and go to the gym, because once you sit your little butt down, a lot of time's just gonna get like wasted. Like you're gonna blink your eyes and the time's gonna be gone. Because as I was coming home, I was thinking like, ooh, I really want to watch some How I Met Your Mother. I want to make some progress on the video that I'm editing, which are like super valid things. But I knew that if I started doing those things, me going to the gym would get delayed. But then I started helping make dinner, and then after making dinner, I sat down to eat dinner, and then once my little butt was sat, then I started working on editing my video and watching How I Met Your Mother. And so I was like, I knew that the cycle would happen, and yet the cycle still happened. And so now it's 6:30, and to be fair, I'm sitting here talking to you instead of going to the gym, but you're important. I'll sacrifice any minutes of my day for you. The other productive things that I did today was I sent pictures to my hair and makeup people for my bridal trial that's coming up next week. And so, do you wanna see? I like sat and made little collages. I kind of like honed in on my Pinterest boards to put together what it seemed like I was liking. Oh my gosh, I have so many screenshots of pictures of my nephew. Can you see him? He's so cute. Does he look like me? He's so cute. This is what I'm showing them for makeup. I feel like because you can't see the colors, you can't see well, but I'm going for like full coverage, kind of dewy, glowy. I found her on TikTok, so she's like a regular person that now is in my collage. Obviously, like my face will look different wearing this. I do think I'm leaning more towards like the gold shadow than the like more pinky that's here, but I think it'll be fun regardless. And then this is the hair inspiration that I gave. I'm thinking I want to do half up, half down. I don't know how slick back I want it to be, but I do want the like little face framies coming down the side, and then just like curls in the back and some sort of like twisted half up. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So I crossed that off of my to-do list today, and then I also called to schedule my next dress fitting, which is a couple weeks from now. I don't know how many of those I am supposed to do. Maybe this will be the last one until the week of. I really have no idea, but I'm going back, and I'm gonna have it in my head that this one's gonna just be a short appointment, because last time I was shocked at it being like just a short appointment. So I'm gonna have it in my head that I'm just like driving all the way there just to like get in there and turn around basically. So my expectations are great. All that to say, my change of schedule has made me change the workout plan that I'm trying to do today. I had it originally that I was doing 40 minutes of like cardio and abs today, and then tomorrow would be a 50-minute leg circuit. I'm going to challenge myself to do both. That is a lot. I don't know if I'll fully finish all 40 minutes of the cardio, because I'm going to start with the leg circuit and then move into cardio for just like as much as I can do. And then it kind of puts me ahead, which is a great feeling. But let me actually get there so I can get started. morning. I am making goulash in the slow cooker. Do you want to see it? It's like obviously not cooked yet. It's gonna cook for 6 to 8 hours on low today. So whenever I get home today, it'll just be sitting here waiting for me, and I'm very excited about that. And then I have my breakfast back here, just doing toast on eggs. I had been doing with avocado the other days of this week, but honestly I'm too lazy to cut up an avocado right now, so I'm gonna miss out on those healthy fats. But I feel like this is still a good breakfast. The election results came in last night, like 1 a.m. basically, but then like I think officially like 5:30. Maybe not quite official yet, but like the way things are looking enough to where it is official, and I'm not having a good day over it, to be honest. I feel like in my head I had like really convinced myself that there was just no possible way that Trump would win, because like why would he? And I'm sure part of that too is like in Georgia too, like I'm surrounded in a very blue county, which obviously can like skew my way of how I'm thinking people are thinking, and I felt very confident that Georgia would vote blue again like they did in 2020, and I was like very excited for it. And I mean, I voted blue in Georgia and I was very excited for it, like I said, but Georgia did not. Other states did not. I am glad to live in a country where we get our democratic voice in elections, but it also just feels so crazy of having a 51.8% vote in Georgia and you get all of the electoral college votes. I know that's how the electoral college works. I know that they like created it to balance some things out, but things are feeling weird, and I think I'm just gonna stay off social media a little bit today, because at this point like there's nothing I really need to know today urgently. I feel like it would just stress me out. I'm gonna eat my breakfast. My other to-do item that I had for myself this morning was either to make the thumbnail for tonight's video or to package up a return that I'm making so that I can give it to my concierge to actually send, except I can't remember. I don't have packing tape right now, and I can't remember if that's something that they would do for me or not, so I'm gonna look, I think, into it today and see if I really like need a package itself and for it to be all taped up for them to send it, or if they would do that part for me. But I'm returning a reception dress that I got. I feel like I've gotten a lot of dresses and have returned them all because I haven't just loved them. I feel like my next plans of action just need to be shopping in person so that I can actually just like see what a dress looks like on me and decide if I want it or not. So I'm probably gonna make the thumbnail, since I'm probably gonna package that up tomorrow. My outfit of the day, I'm wearing my black figs, Zamora joggers, and then wearing this Lulu's Lifted Tech long sleeve. I always get the race length because that is like the correct length on my torso. I have a longer version, that's the regular version. I'm making my coffee now and adding a little bit of like holiday cheer in via my peppermint mocha creamer. Before we'll get on with the day, I'll head out to work right after that. And I guess it's hump day. After I make it through today, we're over halfway through. Today at work was a very tough day in like the saddest way that you can imagine, working in a children's hospital, and it's going to continue into tomorrow. And I 100% cried at work today, and I'm gonna spend the night taking care of myself. So part of that will be going to work out, but my goulash is finishing. I just added the noodles into it, and in like 10 minutes I'll add some cheese just so it can kind of melt across the top. I'll have that ready. I have a little cookie treat for myself here today, and then I will go work out and I'll start editing Sunday's video, because even though I got today's video already, twice a week means 2 times in a week. And so I'm gonna edit. It's the Q&A, which is kind of nice because with long videos that I just sit down and talk through, I can usually put on a show or something in the background, because for the most part I just am cutting out like dead space in the video for the rough cut, which takes a long time, but at least like I can do something else while doing it because I don't have to be watching the video. But I'm gonna give you a little update that I am feeling sad. Good morning, happy Thursday. This is gonna sound sad because it is, but I'm not wearing mascara today to give myself freedom to cry. I am already planning on it just being like a tough day, for the same reasons that we mentioned yesterday. But I have my breakfast here that's ready for me. Just my toasted sourdough toast and some eggs. I do think I've been doing well this week on eating well, which is very nice. My lunches for the most part have been like a wrap and a core power. I'm just trying to like, when I can, high protein, when I can, eat things that feel good. And workouts have been going good and my body kind of feels it. Like it feels like it's well worked and it's repairing and feeling stronger. So I love that. I still have the intention of coming up with like our winter arc guidelines and goals, but I also do think that they're probably just going to resemble like goals I always have for myself. But anytime that there's a time to like take a new chunk of motivation and use it, I definitely want, okay, yeah, let's do that. I have about a little under 30 minutes until I'll leave, so I'm gonna eat. I'm making my coffee now. The peppermint mocha creamer has been wonderful. I've really been loving that. And I'm just gonna continue on the rough edit that I was doing last night. Last night whenever I went to the gym, a.m. I did arms, and then I walked on the treadmill for over an hour because I was just busy, honestly. Like, I was just keeping myself distracted. The things I were doing, I was like finalizing a getaway car for the wedding. I reached out to our caterer about the wedding. I was looking at wedding painters. I don't think we'll be getting a wedding painter because like, but they are very pretty, very cool to see. I was like coming up with a list of when I next email my wedding coordinator what I need to let her know. So just like various organizational things like that I was doing and walking through all of it. And so that felt great to get just like those steps and that movement in. I made it through the day and I'm okay. This vlog setup reminds me of like us in 2022. This was the vibe in 2022 and I kind of miss it. But I'm headed to my spray tan. I don't know if you can tell from my outfit. Got my loose dark clothing on. And on my way there, I'm gonna drop off some returns. I'm returning the 2 Hello Molly dresses I got again, just because I realized like, I don't know. I didn't feel just like so super confident in the one that I was saying was gonna be my rehearsal dinner dress or like my welcome party night before dress. Like it was pretty, but I just like there's better out there and I know that I would feel more comfortable in other ones out there. And so I was like, why would, and it was expensive for what it was. I was like, why would I keep it? So it's for store credit, like I'm not getting money back, but I'm returning these 2. And then I dropped off a package to my concierge to mail return for my like silver sequin dress that I'd gotten, kind of for the same reason, where I was like, there's better out there. And as far as reception dress goes, unless I have a reception dress that I just like am in love with, then I'm gonna keep my wedding dress on for the whole entire thing. You know, like why would I change it if I love it into something that I don't love as much and that like wouldn't necessarily be that comfortable either? So that was kind of my thought. But I'm gonna go drop off those returns, get my spray tan. We moved it from 6:30 to 6 because she texted me, was like, I'm running early. Is there any chance you can come sooner? And I was like, actually, yes, I can. So I'm excited. It's gonna be bronzed and beautiful. It's one of the like 12 hours to develop ones. So in 12 hours, I'll be bronzed and beautiful. I'm officially bronzed and beautiful. Don't know if you can tell yet. It has 12 hours to develop. I feel like all of the like beauty places I go and appointments I make are always in the weirdest locations. And I think it's because I really try to go to like small businesses, just like individuals that are doing the business. But this one is like literally in between a natural food store and like soup restaurant. And you have to like go up this little staircase, the one I just showed you walking down, and then like go into these little doors. And thankfully there were signs along the way being like, okay, turn right here, like go straight here, everything. So I knew I was in the right place, but it's just like the weirdest like windy turny. And then it's like essentially a little like decorated closet that just like strip down in, spray me. But my facial place is like that too, where it's kind of in like a very random little closet location. I'm excited. I feel sticky. I always hate the feeling like right after, but 12 hours until I shower. She said to wash my palms as soon as I get home. She did like, not contouring, but like rubbing off like my inner elbows and stuff like that so that wouldn't get orange. So I'm excited. She said tomorrow will be my darkest day. So the Children's Hospital just won't know what hit them, what bronzed beauty hit them, to be specific. But I'm excited. Good morning from me and my tan. I don't know, I feel like this lighting is not the best to like fully show you. You can see the line and then it really helps see like how darker I am right now than what I usually am. But I am hoping in Friday that I just have like time to sit down. I've been crazy busy this whole week, and so I would just love some just like time to sit today. Might be too big of an ask, I'm not so sure. But yesterday, I forgot to tell you this, how I did my concierge to get my return in the mail. I also had them shop at Costco for me and got more Fairlife chocolate protein shakes. They're not always in stock, so I checked like warehouse locations yesterday. Like I was like Googling, like making sure they were in stock, and they were, and so they got them for me. And I'm very excited for that. I have the same breakfast that I've been having all week of just my sourdough toast and eggs, and I'm making coffee right now. And I have about 20 minutes before I need to leave still. So I did do some makeup this morning. I don't know if you really like fully can tell since I washed my face last night, so it doesn't have the tan on it in the same way that like my neck does and the rest of my body does. And so I didn't want to just have like glowy ghost face, but I'm excited. Genuinely, the last time I got a spray tan was for my high school graduation. I got one for prom and I got one for graduation. I've self-tanned since then, literally maybe 3 times in like 5 years. Less than that. 3 years ago is when I graduated. Maybe 5 times in 3 years. Like I said, I'm hoping for a chill day, time to sit down, but regardless of what happens, it is Friday, and so by the end of the afternoon today, I'm finished, I am done, and it'll be the weekend, which it is a very exciting weekend coming up. It's gonna be its own separate vlog, but this is like a little sneak peek. I'm getting a haircut haircut tomorrow, and I'm getting my hair and makeup trial for my wedding on Monday, which is why I got the spray tan now. I have a lot of little wedding items that have come in the mail that I'd like to unbox, and then just like more planning things, but it's becoming fun again because it's becoming organized again. Kind of fell off the wagon for a little bit, but I'm back on the wagon, and that'll be a really fun. I think it'll be really fun. I'm excited for it. But I took Monday off because of my hair and makeup trial. So that's exciting too. Like, it's a 3-day weekend for me, which I am definitely pumped for.
We just need lunch.
Oh yeah. It is 5:53 and I like just barely got home from work. I wanted to show you my tan. Maybe I need to turn an extra light on because a lot of it's shadow right now. Oh, sorry. I love it. Whenever I get a tan, I'm like, why do I not just do this all of the time? You can definitely tell the difference in like my face and my body because we're really doing this for the makeup trial. We're not really doing this for like regular life, but I stayed extra at work today because there was a lot to do during the day, and then I was talking by the end of the day, still with families. Did not finish all of my notes, but I am headed into a 3-day weekend. Wish I would have like kind of wrapped things up better heading into the 3-day weekend, but I think I did enough. I did all that I could do, and that is what matters. I haven't decided my game plan for tonight yet. I did get a message that there is a package for me in my package lockers. Yesterday, I was getting quite worried because this Aerie set, this like matching Aerie set that I've been waiting on, was supposed to get delivered, and it showed that it got delivered, but then it said returning to sender, recipient not known at this address. And I was like, that's weird because like recipient is known at this address. And I was so worried because I was like, why would they return to sender? Like, they can't actually return to sender. Like, there has to be, and it said delivered, and then it said return to sender like an hour later. So I was like, something's just going weird. I'm just gonna take a deep breath and wait until tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure that now it is that set that's in my package lockers. So I'm really excited for that. Part of me feels like I maybe should go work out, like that could be good for me. But then the other part of me is like, but sweating maybe would take off my tan too soon. Maybe it would take off my tan a little easier. I don't know. So I might just not. I can't believe I made it through the week. It was a busy one. I realized that it would be silly to come all the way here to the gym to pick up my package without like throwing around some weights. So I'm gonna throw around some weights before I go back home. I've given thought to the winter arc goals that we will be going into because, like I said, I'm always one for like upping motivation and just finding like the extra push, whether it's a trend or just like the new name for the same thing to encourage me. And it all kind of comes back down to one thing for me, and I feel like any goal that I set, while they've been like very similar goals lately because I'm kind of working on the same things, all of the goals that I set are for me to like live my best life and like a life that I feel good about and I feel good like within physically and emotionally and mentally and all of that. And so like all goals kind of lead back to that, just wanting to feel great. And so with that, feeling great does take like motivation and goals and not always doing everything just that you want to do. But that's kind of the like mindset behind the winter arc goals that I am setting for myself. Number 1, push myself hard in the gym. This is not a SMART goal. It's not measurable. But I think it does give me the extra drive just to remember that when I push myself hard in the gym, I feel better through all the other hours of my life that are not in the gym. So push myself hard in the gym. Eat the foods that my body tells me it likes the best and drink the amounts of water that my body tells me it likes the best. Again, not a SMART goal. Probably doesn't align with like the actual winter arc guidelines. It actually definitely does not. But it's the reminder of doing things that make me live my best life, but like specific enough to improve on the things that I'm not just like naturally improved on. Number 3, prioritize my content. I have a lot of big plans for just like vlog styles and things to include in vlogs and like overall feelings that I want vlogs to encompass that I'm really excited about. I feel like I get excited about towards the end of the year every year, but I'm especially excited about it this year. So prioritize my content. And then 4 is going to be make sure to plan fun activities. Fun date nights, fun afternoons, just novel experiences that, I mean, headed into the winter will probably be winter themed, like festive experiences, Thanksgiving, Christmas, ice skating, new restaurants, because that ultimately is like the best life that I want to live, is things that are full of novel experiences. And I do love a routine, but also if you do a routine every single week without any novel experiences, like that's how life just kind of becomes hamster wheel, just like going faster and faster. And so breaking up this like routine that I'm wanting to schedule for myself of like workouts and eating well and hydrating and all of that, I need that to be punctuated with the fun aspects of life. So that's kind of my reflections of these past few days and heading into my winter arc. I probably can't even call it that, to be honest, because it's not like following the rules of a winter arc, but headed into the new season, those are my goals and that is my mindset. So I hope it's inspiring to you at least a little bit to find ways to prioritize living your best life as well. Subscribe before you go. Thanks for spending your moments with me, and I'll see you next time.